Hey everybody, welcome to the August of 2022 Patreon Q&A, which is slightly late again, sorry. As patrons will know, there's a lot of stuff coming up in the future. I've had a few sort of things I had planned that got kind of mixed around a bit, and the weather's been awful, so things have been a bit all over the place. Anyway, let's get on with the questions. Oh, and also, we've got Boaty with us, so if it turns out the footage from the camera boat is interesting, maybe I'll put it in the bottom corner. This is where today's Q&A is coming from. There is Reno, and there is Bertie Boat.
I might have rock shapes embedded into
We've already done the
the
Q&A. We're now showing you the boat.
I call him Bertie, and he's going for a swim. We are taking Bertie the boat out for a swim, and he is looking for fish.
The summer is still here.
And it's actually quiet, and it's so nice.
See, basically, this is a polystyrene box with a glass bottom. Well, anyway, yeah. So the idea is basically that it floats and it's a glass bottom boat. There's some more interesting things like mammals in the sea that I'd like to try and film with this somewhere. But, yeah, Bertie.
Bertie the box. Look at him.
It's not going to manage to get there. It's high tech, don't laugh. Okay, let's get on with the first question. Pikester, hi Sprino, defo want more 125 stuff, Chinese and other please. If not Lexmoto, quite a few other Chinese brands. Have you spoken to them maybe? Okay, so Lexmoto, I keep saying this to people, I haven't worked with Lexmoto for over 2 years and I haven't heard from them in over 2 years. That's why I've not done any of their bikes. Also, I'm not that interested in some of them, and that's why I've been doing some of the Sinis stuff. But then, as I've explained recently, to borrow a bike from Sinis requires me to set insurance up and do all sorts of stuff, which they're going to get sorted in the future. We do have some possible plans to do in the winter or maybe next year, but at the moment it was just better to just hold off. So that will be coming, but I know I'm all over the place. Be quite relevant with the cost of living at the moment. Started on 125 using your videos after many years off bikes. Keep up the good work. Yeah, I quite agree, and I have done plenty of the sort of smaller stuff. It's going to be interesting to see if there's normally in the autumn there's a peak, a little spike of people wanting to get onto bikes, and it'll be interesting to see if that's bigger this year. I hope it is.
Next question is from a crazy chicken. It says, are there more wheels or doors expanded? All types of wheels. For example, wheelie bins, trolleys,
We included those.
luggage, cars, and every sort of door. An example, cupboard doors, main doors, and even doors on toys.
Yeah,
oh
but
my God.
think about house. There are wheels on a few things, but there's a lot more doors.
If you just have a standard house,
It's got
there's
more doors
always,
than wheels.
Yeah, but then if you have kids and they have toys, then it has wheels and doors.
Well, then
the doors is already winning.
Well, then we have to expand this because how many micro machines have been made? How many
Toy cars. Some of the doors don't open. Does that still count as a door if it doesn't open?
The camera's still there. It's still there. Yeah, I'm going to go with. I still feel like there's more wheels. Because a fridge has. Because if you have a fridge on wheels, it's got 2 wheels and 1 door.
What if it's a fridge freezer?
It still has
Then it
2
has
wheels.
2 doors.
Well, then it has 2 wheels and 2 doors. So that ruins the argument. Okay, Comic Biker, when will you get your arse on a supercar C125? That would be a Honda. When Honda want to lend me one, or I can find a dealership that will lend me one. As I've said, for everyone who wants me to ride certain bikes, brands, it's better if you say to that company, hey, why don't you get one of these bikes to Spicy? Because that's a recommendation that's showing that they want it. If I just go to Honda and say, can you give me a bike? They're going to be like, who are you? And then I have to, I've explained this. If people ask them as many times as they ask me, I'd probably have had some of the bikes by now.
Error 101 says, hello, Sprino. I'm a little late, but congrats on the 100K.
We're later, it's fine.
The silver play button video and the thumbnail was awesome. I have a little question about licensing. Why do you think you aren't allowed to practice on a higher category with L plates if you have the lower tier license? For instance, you're 21 to 23 and had an A2 for the required 2 years, or you're 19 plus with an A1. While I agree that getting some time with an instructor before the retest is a good idea, why stop people who already know how to ride and are already licensed? and have held the licence for some time from the rider without an instructor.
We missed the last bit of this question. We think we understand what you're asking now because we had a bit of a confusion. I think what you're saying is, why is it you can't, if you have an A2 licence, why you can't put L plates on a larger CC bike and go and ride that like you're on a CBT sort of thing? I think that's what you're asking. Sorry if I'm wrong. Simply because if you aren't trained to use a 1000cc 200 brake horsepower bike, you're only used to a 48 brake horsepower one. That's ridiculous. On a 125, all you've got is a 125. It can't do much.
Yeah.
Even the jump from a 125 to an A2 is a big thing. So that's like saying having an A1 L plates to be able to ride an A2 bike. It's because you haven't had the training to. Well, you have, but you haven't had the experience on that sort of. But it's
You kind of need.
Everyone. I'm afraid a million people have a million questions about why the licenses could be or couldn't be like that until they get the license and they just stop caring.
Yeah, basically.
I know it sucks if you're younger and you want to get a bigger bike, but it's the truth of it. As soon as you hit 24 and you get that license, your caring of all this stuff just goes. I just want to see more people getting into bikes. That's why I care about it. Julian L. Hi, Spleno. Question for you both. What's the most enjoyable ride you've been on? Oh, I don't know. Most enjoyable ride? I tell you what, riding to Brighton. Was it riding to Brighton? Riding back from Brighton with Furious and Ginger when I got my Sinis. That was a very enjoyable ride. It was funny as hell. There was snow. We ended it by having KFC in a local place. It was a fun day. I remember well. So probably that one.
I think my favourite would probably be this one time when I just went out on my own on my 125 and I ended up going to some little pub somewhere and it was quite nice. I just ordered like a meal there. It was really chill, and being on the back of your bike is fun.
You went that first time you got on the back of Derek.
Yeah, I think I was holding like one hand up here, one hand down here,
completely wrong,
like this or something.
It was on the wrong bike for it anyway, and you were a tiny person.
And you'd never had a pillion before either, had you, at that point?
Not on the road.
Yeah.
Not properly.
Mephisto says, "My dearest Sprino, as life takes the weirdest turns after Brexit and the British Isles slowly floating away, we encountered a limited supply of food options." Oh, that did not go to the next part.
Mine's not limited.
"Henceforth,
Got millions of these.
we have to ration food for every household.
Yes.
So you have two options for the upcoming month, which are the only available meals for that month. Would you prefer A, shrimps? Different sizes and species are available with either ketchup or sweet chili sauce. The side dish will be plain rice or plain pasta. Or B, pizza. You can choose between pepperoni, Hawaii, pineapple, quattro formaggi, and vegetarian. You have a luxury Sunday option of garlic bread and chicken wings, but only on Sunday and instead of a pizza. Which option would you prefer to eat for the entire month? Please let us know so we can inform the new head of British Food Rations and Lack of Dietary Needs Department. Thank you for reading sincerely.
Do you want shrimps and rice, or do you want pizza and garlic bread and chicken wings on Sunday? I'm going with the.
I want chicken wings.
I feel like the pizza sounds like the better option, but health-wise, probably the rice and shrimps.
Yeah, that would be the healthiest option. Not with sweet chili sauce though, not with ketchup either.
And not live shrimps. We recently watched a video like Dancing Bacons. I'm sure you know of the channel. We watched some, sort of different foods from different the world. Like, what do people eat? And then out of nowhere, a pot of live jumping shrimps. They cover it in chili sauce and then chuck them around, and they're still jumping out of the pot. And you're like, imagine being coated in chili sauce and then chewed to death.
Oh, it was messed up. Why would you have ketchup on rice as well?
People do that.
Why?
Someone's going to do it in the comments now.
No.
There's going to be... Go on,
If
people who
that's
eat
you,
ketchup on rice.
Stop it,
Ketchup
please.
on mashed potato? People do that. People do that.
No. What is wrong? What is wrong with you?
Was that the end of the question?
Yes.
Good question, by the way.
That was actually quite fun.
Ray Tonkins, hello peeps.
Oh, yes, peeps.
If you was to landscape your garden, would your perimeter be dressed with trees, small conifers, bushes, or shrubs? Because I know a shrubber available for work. He has cousins available too. If I was going to border my garden, it wouldn't be with trees. I'd like a tree for some shade, but fence, because I don't have to cut fences.
Because the thing is, if you have a border of trees, it looks nice and it kind of makes it look like a bit. Oh,
I think we're going to get a friend. Hello. Yes. It's all right.
Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, we've made a friend.
Friend?
You friendly doggo?
Got to consider all options.
Oh.
This is keeping your options open. It's only been 12 years with us, so she might. Wait, come on, hairy monster. Coco, I don't think they've got trees. Come on.
Oh, friends.
Oh, come on,
Into the sea.
Where were we? Yeah, I'd go for like fences or bushes, not trees.
Yeah, I was going to say, what I was saying basically was if it's surrounded by trees, it kind of make you look like you're in a little mini forest, but then you don't really get much light.
Yeah.
So, Alan Waters says, greetings, Ricey and Sprina.
No ketchup on the ricey.
Yeah, no, stop that. I think 2022 is the year to restart eat spicy food.
No. 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 I literally 2 days ago. No, go on. I'll tell you about this in a minute.
Okay. Anyway, on to my question. If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life that wasn't cheese, what would it be? I don't know.
I could. Oh, I want to eat one thing forever, but
No.
korma maybe. Korma's always tasty.
Oh yeah, korma's quite nice.
But then actually, what about like barbecue, like ribs? Oh yeah, but could you want to eat those every day? I would.
But chicken wings? I would eat chicken
No.
wings.
But maybe like spare ribs, something like
I
that.
eat my chicken salad thing every day.
Ham cheese roll.
Yeah, just what we have for lunch basically, breakfast, lunch.
No, I was going to say about the eating spicy foods. I was on Baker X Derek's chat and someone was talking about eating spicy foods. That's one of the things I was glad I don't have to do anymore. Is eat spicy food, because people used to send it to me all the time. And I always said no and you kept doing it. I have IBS. It's like a war zone. Also, the PO box is, what was it, 300 and something
Oh
pound a
yeah,
year?
it was
Like
ridiculous.
£400 a year,
And then
something
it
like
kept going up as well.
that. Yeah. Paul Dunkley, Good Days Speen Spice.
That's a new one.
Speen Spice, okay. I just wanted to say how new tyres and fork oil and seals have made an astonishingly huge, massive difference to the feel of a bike. Had original 2006 Bridgestone tyres on my 125 Shadow. 2006?
Oh my God.
Well, I'm not surprised it feels a little different. On my 125 Shadow, and changed the front and back for identical ones. Got the forks done at the same time and struggled to control the thing in corners. Turns and so on, so sketchy and twitchy. I was taking it easy as I was told to on the new tyres, but do they really make such a difference till you get used to them? Much love, take care both. Right, new tyres will make every single difference in the world compared to ones which are 3 times out of their use by date. Tyres are not supposed to be used more than about 4 or 5 years after they're made, generally, especially if they've been sat up. You'll probably find the reason it feels sketchy is because it's actually turning in now. That's one of the things. If you get a flat spot on your rear tyre, when you're turning, or on the front actually as well, when you're turning in, you can go and get this rocking motion where it kind of sits on that edge. When you get new tyres that are perfectly round, it feels like it's going to fall over, but it's not. It's now handling the way it should do. The first 100 miles, you should just be going careful with it. But no, new tyres, to my opinion, don't like make a bike sketchy feeling unless it's wet and you start really pushing them. It'll probably be just the feel change. Anyway, that was our last question. So a huge thanks to my Patreon supporters. I know things are getting tough out there and a few people have had to jump ship recently, which is obviously not great for us, but thank you to the people that have stayed on board. I will point out there was a card issue last month, so do check. If you think you're a Patreon supporter, you may not be. If your card issue had changed something, just double check. So yes, hit the like button and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, also, do you remember many years ago there was that most of a frame and a scooter that was on the beach over there? Well, it's now here and this is what's left of it. But I will say, the brake disc has hardly rusted in all this time. So Peugeot Street Fighters, decent disc brakes, many years in the sea.